Assalamu alaikum. Um, Abortion has been a big topic in the Harris Waltz campaign, and sometimes I wonder why. You know, um, they're saying that there's a threat to reproductive freedom, but when you think about reproductive freedom, for me, when I hear the word reproductive freedom, I think about whether a woman has a right to have a baby or not, or a right to reproduce. Like, um, like somehow they're going to ban women's ability to reproduce or something. Um, like women are no longer allowed to, to sleep around or something, or making a criminal act to, of course, before marriage or something like that. That's why they're making it seem like, or saying that only certain type of women can have babies and other ones won't, or the sterilizing women or something. I don't know what's up with this camera, but for some reason it keeps getting dark. Oh yeah, maybe it's the sunlight. Yeah, it's the sunlight behind me. Um, but anyway, one thing that I have noticed when people want to support abortion, they want to treat what is forming in the womb as if it isn't a baby or a fetus. Um, Basically, they want to make it look like just a bunch of cells or like a cancer or something. Because we're that they trying to dehumanize what's growing in the womb as if it's some type of monster or something. And and I feel like when they do that, um, I guess that takes the guilt away from it. That makes people think that okay, it's my body. I'll do what I want to do. Abortion is feticide. You are murdering that unborn child. That's what it is. It is murder. And people want to debate on whether it's considered a baby or not. Mothers who are, trying to get these abortions suffer as greatly as the babies that they're aborting. That's something that people don't want to acknowledge. No, it's some horrible stories that I've heard. I mean, I personally had an experience with a miscarriage. So, I'm about to tell you a story about my miscarriage. And the reason why I'm telling you the story is because the procedure done, um, there's a procedure done for miscarriages that is also done for abortions. But the difference is the baby, during a miscarriage, the baby is no longer alive. So, and the baby dies naturally. I was around 10 weeks along, 10 or 11 weeks. And um, the baby seemed to was having some issues because I remember before my last appointment, I thought I felt the baby's heart stop, but then it started beating again. So that really frightened me. But anyway, a week or two go by. I go to the doctor's appointment, and I find out that during the appointment they were like trying to there was um this appointment this appointment was to determine whether this appointment was for the doctors to look at the baby to make sure the baby was forming properly and make sure there's no known issues with it. So during my appointment, the doctor was trying to see the blood flow and hear the heartbeat and stuff like that, and she kept trying to listen to a heartbeat, and there was no heartbeat. And then she looked at how the baby's blood was flowing, and there was no flow of blood. So I was completely devastated. anyway, like, I was given some options of what I could do regarding um, the baby because the baby had passed away, of course, because there's no heartbeat, there's no blood flow, the baby's gone. So I decided to take a pill to allow it to pass naturally, and it didn't do that. So because it was supposed to help me dilate, so um, and took that and that didn't work. So the doctors were telling me that I can get an infection and I can it can be hazardous for the baby to stay in me any longer and stuff. So I went to go and get a DNC, which they um I decided to do this in the hospital because I did not want this done at a clinic because I wanted to be put to sleep, and if anything goes wrong, they can fix it up. And but after the procedure, I woke up from anesthesia and found out that they poked a hole in my uterine wall and lacerated my cervix. So, and this was supposed to be like a simple procedure, and they said there was only like a 1% chance of something going wrong, and apparently, and clearly something went wrong. So I woke up to them telling me that there was some complications and I had to do some extra surgery to fix what happened. So, and like, I couldn't imagine having this done at a clinic and this happening and me not being put to sleep. Mm. Um, just me going through that, and this was just a miscarriage, okay? Imagine you going there willingly for an abortion, and something like this, or even worse, happens. Like, and by the way, I had the baby remains returned to me, and I buried it. I did not know whether it was a boy or girl. It was 10 or 11 weeks along, and I could see the little baby's ribs, the little eyes, the little I think fingers were. There wasn't many fingers or toes, but you couldn't see the arms and the legs and ribs forming, and it was just the tiniest little thing. And even before the baby passed away, in ultrasound you could see it like moving its arms and legs in the way that you see babies do. And I'm only 10 weeks along. Actually, no, I wasn't 10 weeks. I was probably like 9 or 8 weeks along. So, people that want to look at the fetus as if they're not human beings, they're completely wrong. Those are human beings, whether you like it or not. Those are babies that have feelings. They can feel what's happening to it. And some of the information that I've heard is just scary. It's just heartbreaking. I couldn't imagine myself being an abortion doctor performing these procedures where they're like yanking out the baby's limbs and you can see the arms and they're alive and you ripping them to pieces and oh my gosh. And it's just disgusting the way that Kamala Harris continuously um, says the same things about um, the government not having the right to control women's bodies, or um, and like she's calling it immoral. Immoral. You're gonna call that immoral, but you're not gonna consider the act of feticide immoral. You're literally murdering a child. You're literally murdering. You're taking life away from something that God had put breathed life into. That baby is not a part of your body, though. You were just responsible for carrying that life. That life isn't somehow going to be absorbed into your body. That is not just your body reproducing itself. It's, I mean, it's not a cancer, okay? It's not like a pimple. You can get rid of it. No, this is a life. A life that made sacred by God. And you're going to destroy it? You're going to act all selfish and destroy something that you have no right to destroy. I mean, that is the most selfish thing possible. And people somehow got it into their heads that there's nothing wrong with abortion. There is a reason why God has outlawed it in murder in the Jewish religion, in Christianity, and in Islam. They just didn't just come out of thin air. It wasn't. It's not a human construct. It's a law brought down by God Almighty. And I'm gonna show clips of that video, inshallah, and I'll show you what I mean by it being disgusting and just the way that describe seeing certain things for the first time. Right there, how their mind they were brainwashed into believing that what they were doing wasn't wrong at all, and that it wasn't a baby. And then what they do with that remains, and it's just disgusting. It's just very disgusting.